Millie Bobby Brown. We first came to know her as the mysterious 11 in the series Stranger Things. She was only 12 years old, yet the world discovered her overnight. Now, at 21, she's in the headlines for a completely different reason. Together with her husband, Jake Bongiovi, she announced that they have adopted a baby girl. This development is not just a piece of family news. It carries much deeper signals about how the younger generation of Hollywood stars relate to private life, career, and society. So, why did Millie Bobby Brown make this decision at such a young age, 21? What events led her to this point? And how will this adoption mark a turning point in both her personal life and her media career? Today, through Millie Bobby Brown and Jake Bongiovi's surprising decision, we'll examine not only their story, but also the effects of becoming parents at a young age on Hollywood's dynamics. In doing so, we won't just discuss the tabloid details. We'll also look at the underlying reasons, their family backgrounds, and the long-term consequences of this step. Because this is not just a celebrity posing with her baby. It's a development that gives clues about a new generation's understanding of raising children and building families. Before we continue, if you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll not only stay updated with in-depth analyses like this, but you'll also be among the first to learn how Millie Bobby Brown's upcoming projects will shape her career in the next episode. Now, let's take a closer look at this story. Last year, Millie wrapped up the final season of Netflix's biggest production, Stranger Things, and immediately moved on to filming the third installment of the Enola Holmes series. This intense period in her career also led her to make quick and decisive moves in her personal life. Her husband, Jake Bongiovi, is the son of rock legend Jon Bon Jovi, meaning he comes from a family already under the media spotlight. For this reason, both of their lives have been lived in the public eye, and perhaps it's no coincidence that the emphasis on privacy in this adoption process was highlighted so strongly. So, why did the couple make this decision right now? In Hollywood, many celebrities either postpone having children at the peak of their careers or take this step after years of preparation. Millie and Jake, however, chose the opposite path. At a young age, and only in the 15th month of their marriage, they made a decision to adopt, changing both their own lives and this little girl's future. What kind of family background and what set of values lie behind this decision? These are the questions that take us into the deeper layers of the story. We'll share what experiences a couple went through while making this decision, the inspiration they drew from their families, and how the process unfolded behind the scenes. Because every adoption story is a journey, and the first steps of this journey are usually filled with much more personal moments that the public never gets to see. And so, we've explored the background of the brave decision Millie Bobby Brown and Jake Bongiovi made at just 21 and 23 years old. For an actress who rose to worldwide fame with Stranger Things, taking such a calm, deliberate, and responsible step right in the middle of her career and under Hollywood's fast-burning spotlight is actually quite rare. This choice is not only about starting a family, it also seems a signal that the younger generation is slowly beginning to question the old formula of career first, family later. Millie and Jake did not experience this process as a mere tabloid headline. Their emphasis on privacy and their decision not to reveal their daughter's name despite the public's curiosity is proof that even in the modern age, certain things can still be kept private. But how will this adoption decision reflect on their careers? When Stranger Things' final season premieres at the end of this year, millions of viewers will see her not only as a character, but also as a mother figure. As the Enola Holmes series continues, it will also be interesting to see how this personal transformation influences her roles and choices. At this point, I want to ask you, the audience, do you think taking on such a big responsibility at a young age, especially at the peak of one's career, is a risk, or is it a chance to mature earlier in life? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this debate is not just about Millie and Jake's story, but also about questioning our own perspective on the idea of the right time. And in the next video, we'll look at other young Hollywood couples, especially celebrities of similar age who have chosen marriage and parenthood, and how they manage this process. Some achieved great success on this path, while others had to slow down their careers. I prepared surprising insights into what happened behind the scenes of their stories, so be sure to subscribe to avoid missing out. Before wrapping up, a quick reminder, if you'd like to see more deep dive analyses like this, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Because here, we don't just read the news. We go beyond the headlines to interpret what might change in the future together. Finally, Millie Bobby Brown's decision may one day be remembered as one of the turning points in her biography. A career that began with Stranger Things, a family that began with adoption, and perhaps, in the future, an even wider sphere of social influence. Who knows? Maybe this little girl will one day shine her own light on the world stage, just like Millie,